There are 4 options for configuring Data Castle operation. On the main screen, select the 4th button, Options. You'll see a pop-up window with 2 tabs, General and Backup Scheduling. On the General tab, the first option is Backup Frequency. The default recommended frequency for your version of Data Castle will be selected. In this example, it is 15 minutes. To change this, select Every, and then from the drop-down, the frequency at which you want to check for changes to your protected files. In this example, we'll select every 5 minutes, which will cause a file scanner job to run every 5 minutes. The next option is for the notifier. The notifier is the Data Castle icon in your Windows system tray, usually in the lower right corner of your screen. The default is for the notifier to start when you log into your system. If you want, you can select No, Do Not Start Notifier. Unless there is a specific reason to do so, this is not recommended since the notifier provides important status information for your Data Castle protection. The final option on the General tab is Network Utilization. The default is to use reduced network bandwidth. This results in Data Castle using a minimal amount of your available network bandwidth in order to have little impact on your other network tasks. The other choice is to use all available network bandwidth. This configures Data Castle to use as much of your network resources as possible, which will decrease the amount of time needed for backups and restores. It also reduces the available bandwidth to your other computer tasks, which may impact the performance of those tasks. This is a very useful option when you want to upload a large amount of new data as quickly as possible. A good example of this is when you first install Data Castle. You may have as much as 25 gigabytes of files that you have selected for protection and that have never been uploaded. One thing you can do is to select this option when you are done using your computer for the day and let Data Castle run overnight using all available network bandwidth. Then in the morning you can change this option back to reduced network bandwidth. After changing any of these options, click OK and you will return to the main screen. Note that there is no indication on the main screen that any of these first 3 options are changed. However, if you have turned off the notifier, it will no longer appear in the system tray the next time you reboot or log in. The last option is located on the Backup Scheduling tab. The default is for Data Castle to run whenever your computer is on. By selecting Enable Backup Scheduling, you can specify a period of time during which Data Castle will run. In this example, we have scheduled it from 19 hours, or 7 p.m., to 6 hours, or 6 a.m. This is an option that should be used only in special circumstances, such as a day when you need to run a very compute-intensive or network-intensive task, and you need as much of your computer resources as possible. The normal situation is to have Data Castle run all the time. After all, that is why you are using Data Castle, to provide continuous data protection whenever your computer is on. Click OK and you will return to the main screen. Note that the Data Castle icon changes and says Backups Paused, reminding you that backup scheduling is enabled. Remember, you can always open the help file for more detailed instructions on any Data Castle feature.